The eyes of the nation will be watching what happens this week in the United States Senate. Just a few days removed from what would have been Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 93rd birthday, the Senate has begun the debate on the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. For the first time in this Congress.
Senator Chuck Schumer, who went on to say they would never, ever, ever surrender on voting rights or something like that.
Never surrender.
Never. Well, Carlos, I don't know. I'm still praying for a miracle, for a Hail Mary, something. But they may have to break it down into pieces, the voting rights, and get some pieces done. I don't know. It's just,
I think that's what's more likely to happen.
Yes,
Yeah, just
I
get rid
remember
of
once. For some reason, this became a running joke with my friends and I for years because I went to buy. They told me to go buy chicken for a barbecue we were having or something, and I bought the chicken pieces. And I remember the lady said, "Why do you buy the chicken pieces? Why don't you just buy the whole chicken?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Because I like the chicken."
Because you don't know how to cut up a chicken.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like the whole chicken. I would like the whole chicken. Is my point.
Just in pieces.
You don't want
On
bones.
voting rights, I would like the whole chicken.
I see. Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yep.
What? Okay, Chuck Schumer. One more.
Democrats have tried for months to hold a voting rights debate on the floor, but we have been blocked each time by Republicans. We brought common sense proposals 4 times on the floor of the Senate, and only once did one senator, Lisa Murkowski, to her credit, agree to even begin debate on voting rights. On all 3 other votes, not a single Republican joined us. Every one of them voted to block even a debate on voting rights.
Carlos, we were saying yesterday, I just was talking about the media coverage, that I'm surprised Biden's approval rating isn't 0 based on the doomsaying and Jody made a great point yesterday about just this whole inflation that, first of all, there's never perspective that everybody around the world, because of the pandemic, is dealing with inflation, gas prices, etc. Only here do we have all these great economic indicators because of Joe Biden. 50-year, jobless claims low, on and on. GDP, childhood poverty in half, etc. But this was here. Dan with a great tweet. So runaway. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm a little all over the place. Jody was talking about just the corporation. Them making so much profit. They're making. I mean, what was this story? Study reveals billionaires added $5 trillion to their bank accounts during COVID. That's the other problem: is the price gouging. They're making up for money they lost. Yeah. In COVID, and then Biden gets the blame somehow for worldwide inflation. But a new study found the super rich managed to increase their wealth by trillions while most of the world has been financially devastated. That's the other part of this, don't you think? The pandemic has been a profit machine for the world's richest people. Total wealth of billionaires shot up more than $5 trillion. The world's 10 richest men have seen their combined fortunes rise from $700 billion to $1.5 trillion. When times are tough, the rich get richer, said one analyst. When times are good, the rich get richer. All told, their total wealth is 6 times greater than the world's poorest 3.1 billion people. It's almost mind-boggling. 99% of humanity witnessed their income decline over this health crisis. So Dan tweeted, so runaway capitalism gave us empty store shelves they warned would happen under socialism, but instead of getting free health care or parental leave, all we got was record corporate profits and billionaires doubling their net worth. Right? Yep. Which, again...
You'd like to think we could afford the minimum wage, health care, all those types of things for employers so they don't have to fire people. Right. You'd like to think that... Isn't there a company called Gravity out of Seattle? I think it's a software company where the CEO just said, I don't need this much money. I'm going to give my employees health care.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them all this. And it's doing quite well.
For us Us oldens here, TJ on Twitter said, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, a family could own a home, a car, send the kids to college, and a vacation to enjoy life, all on one income. And then we cut taxes on the rich, and the wealthy hoarded all the money for themselves, and the middle class died. I mean, it's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, how much bigger does Joe Manchin's yacht need to be? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Or his Maserati.
Yeah, which does 184, I'm told. Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe he got the one that's even faster.
I think it's 185.
Okay, could be 185.
Okay.
Okay, here's some numbers. Just in, new polling suggests 60% of individuals under the age of 29 are voting Democratic. We are going to build the largest coalition of young voters this country has ever seen to make sure Kevin McCarthy never becomes Speaker of the Year. Aaron Parnas on Twitter. This is why they're trying to figure out everything they can to make sure young people can't vote.
Yeah,
right?
on college campuses,
Republicans,
everywhere.
yes, it is insane, right? That they don't take a student ID, but they take a gun ID, and you have to have a, by the way, do you remember, by the way, when you went to college? I didn't get a California driver's license for I don't know how long. You have your license
if you live
from
on
wherever
campus, it's not needed.
your state is, right? I mean, you don't get it right away. You're busy doing a lot of things when you're in college.
I got it right away.
Well, you're a jerk.
I always lived here.
You're an anal jerk.
Why not match it with a?
But I
with
mean, I'm
class
just saying
registration?
they find ways to make young people jump through hoops. It's the same thing,
Students should
taking
be able to-
polling locations away from university areas, etc.
I voted
the
for
students
Ross
have to be
Perot in
registered, right?
college.
Well, that's why you shouldn't have been allowed to vote.
But all the college students are registered, right? They're registered for class, so their names are on a registration. Why not just have voting in class?
Yeah.
You have a day where they just vote right from the classroom.
Yeah. Noel Kassler said, so we have a coordinated White House attack on election results, including Pence's knowledge of the fake elector documents that he discussed with a Senate parliamentarian. But we're not sure about GOP subpoenas now because they will retaliate when they take over after killing voting rights. Oh, my God. It's time for us to all go Selena Meyer. I'm just saying it's time to get a little bit ruthless because they are, right?
Well, they know. Yeah, their party's existence depends on cheating, and they're cheating in the open, actually.
Yes, exactly. Lawrence Tribe said the fake GOP electors deserve the 19 years of prison the AG of Michigan says they face. The seditionists who organized their 7-state crime spree deserve even more. Hopefully DOJ is moving on this. It should have moved on it months ago. This isn't complicated. Don't let anyone tell you it is. I mean,
Come on, Merrick. Go get him.
Carlos, you asked where's the good news this morning. Let's just go through. Dirk tweets the most important aspect of the news that Pence knew about the forged vote certificates. It confirms that Trump knew. AG, our friend at Mueller, she wrote, our podcasting partner, said, when I said DOJ was investigating Sidney Powell, I was told she wasn't important. I was being a Garland apologist. If those accounts hadn't blocked me, I'd tell them today that 27 of Powell's Kraken plaintiffs also signed the forged elector certificates. It is all connected, Carlos, and it's all one story, and it's all coming together. Glenn Kirshner, who I think we've tricked into being a regular without telling him.
Will be joining us on Friday, but
That's right.
But Barbara McQuaid could talk to us about it before that tomorrow.
Tomorrow, this is a big legal week. But Glenn said, so New York Attorney General Letitia James revealed in the court filing that Eric Trump invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination more than 500 times in a deposition. Next up, Don Jr., Ivanka, and their dad. So
But
just
what was
justice tentacles are coming from every direction is all I'm saying.
And what was it that Donald said about people who invoked the Fifth, famously?
They're all guilty, and they're all in the mob.
That's right.
Yes. By the way, Tristan Snell, who prosecuted Trump University, said, remember, the NYAG civil case against Trump is in parallel with the Manhattan DA criminal case against Trump. Both are extremely advanced now. So stuff is happening.
Yeah.
It is. I am actually, for one of the first times, really feeling pretty positive about justice in some form at some point.
Yes.
I also saw
That's
a
why-
headline
Yeah.
this morning that Ivanka lied on forms that they submitted to Deutsche Bank for their loans.
Uh-oh.
She's going to be going through some things.
Yes. Well, that's what they're saying. It's finally all coming out. The stuff we've known, it feels like forever, that they've all lied repeatedly about to tax entities, to insurance entities, to banks. It's just, stuff.
This is why Trump moved out of New York.
Yeah.
Just like in Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, where they've got his home soil and they've got him in a coffin in the middle of midnight and the horses are pulling him. Mina, help me, Mina.
Yes.
Moving into Florida in a coffin.
Oh, God.
All right, someone has already had to pull over because of you this morning and spit their coffee out, so just settle down.
Yeah, they got coffee on their windshield.
Yeah,
on the
thanks.
inside of their windshield.
You gotta
Deal with it.
You have to get inside windshield wipers just for Carlos.
Yep.
For this, if you're listening to this show in the car. Anita in San Antonio, real quick. Hello,
Good
Anita.
morning.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, it's not the right that's hurting Biden so much right now because they're going to hate him because he's a Democrat. It's these people on the left who want what they want right now, and they're angry, and so they're blaming Biden for everything.
Yeah.
They're blaming Biden that COVID is still around. They're blaming Biden that we can't get voting rights passed. It doesn't matter that he only has a 50-50 Senate. They don't understand why he's not acting like LBJ and twisting arms, even though LBJ had a huge majority.
Huge majority.
That's why he was able to. Yeah, and so did FDR.
Yeah.
That's the only time we've ever.
And
gotten
Selena
anything
Meyer, I
done.
should point out, is fictional. So
Yes.
while it's entertaining,
Well,